Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do this shitty post commentary. Gran Turismo 4, whatever. Um, so I've really been avoiding doing post commentary. It's been rather, it's much easier to do live commentary. However, for this, I tried it, for racing games and whatever other games that require a bit more concentration than usual. I try to reserve the more, concentration demanding type of games for post commentary. However, I'm not a big fan of post commentary at all. Because with live commentary, I already have the audio. It's a pain in the ass with live commentary sometimes. But at least I don't have to do twice as much work. And really all I have to do when I'm doing live commentary is line up the audio with the video and, do whatever edits and render. Fucking post commentary, I gotta fucking edit, and then I gotta fucking do commentary, and then I gotta fucking do, and then I gotta render. And sometimes I'll even take that extra step to clean up my audio. Well, most times I try to, like as a sound removal, I'm not sure what type of background noise may pop up, but I try to use background removal on most shit. But I've really been, since I've gotten the hang of doing live commentary, I've really been avoiding post commentary. Like, I really haven't done very many of any games that require me doing any kind of post commentary. Which is why it also kind of took me so long to fucking finish Final Fantasy Tactics Advance and other bullshit games for my channel as well. But anyway, this game. So, I've had this game for many years, and as you can see, I don't know, I think it might have told me the date when I had my last save or whatever, when I last played somewhere in here. It may or may not have. But I know it's been years, plenty of years. Like, fucking, I really haven't played this since like 2004, 2005, 2006-ish. Something around there. Because I really just didn't have space for my consoles. So they all ended up getting boxed away because I had to make room for my computers so that, they could get proper airflow and such. So this did end up getting boxed up with everything. But, I've since realized, I'm trying to just pass this off and trade this or sell this for something. I'm kind of pissed. I did try to trade this off. The guy gave me a PlayStation, but it was shit. Like, I traded him this and 2 other games for a modded PlayStation, so I could play backups and imports. But like a retard, I should have probably just figured out and just gave him back his shit and got my shit back. I don't know why I didn't. But I traded him this Soul Calibur 3 for PlayStation 2 and another game. I can't remember what the other game is though. But I'm kind of pissed. Instead of taking this back, I should have taken back Soul Calibur. And I immediately regretted picking this one to take back because I'd really rather play Soul Calibur 3 for my channel anyway. Because I never really actually finished it, just like I never actually finished this. However you can finish it. Whatever progress it is for how much of the game you can complete. I do remember I was kind of on a roll before I quit playing. But also, as you can see right here, is that I am a piss poor driver. I am fucking terrible. One thing I do know about the racing games, whether it be this one or any kind of racing game really, the best approach to take these games is always when you're playing one of these games, you can pretty much start from very humble beginning with shitty vehicles and slow and shit. And, you know, then as the game progresses, you progressively get faster and faster vehicles, faster cars, faster races. And as you can see, I noticed here that I wasn't in a race. Like, what? I thought I was actually in the fucking race. I thought I was, like, doing qualification or something. But then I realized I was just doing a practice or something. I wasn't even looking. I thought I was fucking practicing. So I was not too happy to realize I was not. Especially while I was recording. However, I did kind of get enough practice for that little match or race. So I can go ahead and try to do that again with an actual, there we go. So I wasn't even paying attention when I went into that. So as you can notice, I'm fucking terrible. But as I was getting at before I got off track, and I'm very good at getting off track, is that when you're doing the approach, is to progressively get your speed faster and faster and faster. Because then you get used to whatever speed you're going with, whatever shit vehicle you're driving, and progressively upgrade from there and get faster vehicles, so that by the time you get to this point from a humble beginning to progressively faster vehicles, you do learn how to drive better, and maneuver around the tracks more efficiently, and know how to hit them corners, or know the particular specific tracks of where you brake, depending on the vehicle, how soon you brake, how soon you can accelerate through the corner. Otherwise, you're going to see him playing bumper cars pretty much, because I have not played this in so many fucking years. Because I'm pretty much picking it up, going straight to a fucking fast vehicle, and then it's like, oh hey, yeah, I gotta try to not suck. And I mean, I'm kind of trying to get by, but really, I haven't played this in years, and if I would have fucking, progressively upgrading, you saw, as my efficiency, or whatever, got better, how much I was able to memorize each of the tracks. Otherwise, I'm terrible, I'm sucky. So, and that home screen is a fucking mess anyway. Like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. I don't even know where the fuck I'm supposed to go. And it's just a complete mess. But you know what? I try to power through this. Because it's actually a good. Well, Gran Turismo series always been a damn good game. And I realize I'm supposed to brake once he starts braking, and I'm like, ah, shit. Stupid me. I really should get out of this view, because this view isn't too good for this vehicle or race or whatever. Then again, I'm not used to racing in this view mode anyway. Like, after, I got really used to racing in the first view perspective camera angle when I was playing the shit out of Forza many years ago. I had a blast playing Forza. They kind of held your hand around the races, as far as going faster and slower and such. But you're still going to have trouble getting through the tracks, too, even with that little fucking guidance. But this one, they kind of still show you, like on the tracks, you can... I didn't even notice it here. I wasn't even paying attention. Like in the tracks, there will be... pretty much the path you're supposed to take, it's pretty much already laid out for you. I mean, you don't have to stick to it perfectly, but you know, it's pretty much like laid out for you as an example and a guidance. Like, cause you can see, you know, where you're supposed to start braking when you're gonna go into a turn, um, and shit like that. So I think that kind of, as soon as I noticed that, kind of made things a little easier. It also kind of gives you a better idea where you are supposed to be. Like, let's say, oh, this is gonna take so fucking long at this point. This is gonna take the rest of the fucking video for what I'm doing, and that's stupid. Um, but it pretty much, uh, you know, it kind of holds your hand in that aspect. Kind of. The training modes for the licenses really do go very far as training you, you know, about when you are supposed to hit turns and brake and then go through corners. And, you know, I gotta say what I've learned from the Gran Turismo games has really also stuck with me over the years. Like, cause you're supposed to pretty much cut corners as close as possible. Like, go from the outside of a track and cut the corner as much as possible, without, of course, crashing into anything. Um, and then pull out wide through the corner once you go through that. So that's actually always kind of been something that ingrained with me. I think I started the Gran Turismo series with 2, and I was able to pass every fucking license test there was, and that was agonizing. Oh, like, fuck. And I didn't even realize I had all these shitty vehicles. I don't know why I have all these shitty vehicles. I really don't know. And I don't even see any. I see I have some BMWs. Why do I have Pontiac? Pontiac is shit. I do have some decent vehicles. I don't know why I have a bunch of shitty vehicles though. But I'm like looking through here and I don't see any of the good shit I'm looking for. Oh, an Aston Martin. I don't know if that's one of the better Aston Martins in here though. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Why do I have this shit? Unless it was for a race. Then that's kind of would explain why I would have it. But I really don't know what I was doing or what I was doing when I left off playing this game. So, it's just been years, really. It's been so many fucking years. And I really have no interest in picking this back up and doing it again. Because it's just been so many fucking years. I'm trying to try to go for the fastest one, I guess. I'm surprised I didn't have a McLaren. That's a badass ride right there. I don't know what this is about. Processing, really, we gotta load everything about it. I remember there was that loading in here was fucking agonizing too. But you know, it was still a solid game. It was a damn good game. They do put a lot of work and effort into this game. And as far as a racing sim goes, this is fucking solid. This is like one of the prime examples. Obviously, they are never picture perfect or 100% accurate, especially with the console games. And one of the hardest things going into this is if you're very used to arcade racers that are very forgiving about skill, then this will be a bit of a learning curve. But, you know, if you've been sticking with the Gran Turismo series since, you know, however long, or any of the racing sims, the mainstream racing sims on consoles, you know, it's not too surprising. However, I do know that the racing sims on consoles are not shit at all compared to what is offered on PC, Windows platform or whatever. Yeah, 'cause I have like one or two racing sims for Windows. I think it's like GT something, GTR or something. And I know I can never get it tuned accurately to use with my controller. That, and it would also crash, and it was a little bit more demanding than my computer could handle. But you also really, for the racing sims on PC, you really, really want a fucking a steering wheel. Steering wheel, like the whole setup and everything. And I'd really love to get one, but most of the good ones, generally, primarily, best ones are like $200 anyway, and I can't really be throwing down on just an accessory like that. I would love to at some point, but that opportunity is not happening right now. But it is, you know, if I do have the opportunity at some point to do that, I would love to. Just like, there's that fucking badass little, it's like a roll cage type thing, like on suspension. And you know, it's for PC mostly, because that's what it's, of course, coded for. I don't know if you could hook up a console to it, but either way, it's like several $1,000s, of course. I wouldn't be surprised if it's well into the 5 digits for the best optimal setups. But, you know, it's like on suspension, and you're like in a little roll cage. And as you are, you know, driving or going over bumps, you get these jolts, and it just like, you know, it's like a roller coaster, kind of. They kind of say it gives you that sense, but not so much, like, you know, as a descriptor, I think. But I would love to try that thing. That would be so fucking badass. I could tell I'd have fun with it. As soon as, like, I get used to it, 'cause you kind of have to adjust to being moved around and jolted around a lot as you're trying to drive. But, oh, that looks so fucking awesome. It would really help for the immersion in these types of games as well. So that would be very badass, too. But this is coming down very, very quickly here, and I'm going to be picking up in the next video here momentarily and such. Yeah.